Now let's discuss the projects feature of the platform. Now, what are projects? Projects is the big brother of our task feature. Essentially, projects are compilation of tasks, files, timesheets, conversations, and everything that you would need for a project. Now, let's go ahead and create a project here to show you guys how really helpful this feature is. So let's say our project is to create a book. Create book. There we go. Now we can attach a customer here. So let's say I will be attaching a customer, say test LLC. And in here we can have the settings for what type of billing procedure are we gonna follow, fixed rate, project hours, task hours, what's the status of the project, what's the rate, what's the estimated work hours for this project, and most importantly, start date and deadline. Now we have here our member selection. So let's say we're gonna add other people. I'm gonna add discount this person and another person, and then they will be notified that they are added the project. Now if we have any descriptions, any files, we can upload them here. So let's say create book for client. There we go. Then right here on the right panel, we have the notification settings. So if you want the customer to view the tasks, or if you want the customer to create tasks, you can edit their permissions here. Now let's click on save. And this is how it will show up. Now you can see the summary of it. So the project progress, who's the customer, the members, description, how many tasks are there. Now here on the sub menus, this is where it gets really juicy and it's really gets really complex. But it's self-explanatory. As you can see here on tasks, we can create a task for this particular project. So I'm gonna create a new task here. Oh, let's switch back. Then create a new task. There we go. So let's see, compose book chapter 1. Then I can, just like the task feature, I can set the priorities, uh, when's the due date, the description, all those type of stuff. Then let's click on save, and then it will show up here. Now when we go back to overview, we will see that the project progress becomes 0 again. That's because the task isn't marked as completed yet. It's just in progress. Okay, now moving on to timesheet. If you want to track your team's progress, or if you want to track your team's contribution, you can have it here. So let's say I'm gonna start the timesheet on the 27th, 9 p.m. Let's say 8 a.m. Then end time is 9 p.m. on the 28th. Then the task is assigned to me, and the member will be me. Then let's click on save. There we go. So there will be a timesheet that is related to me. So my work hours on this is 36 hours. Okay, now here is our milestones. Milestones are essentially uh, a summary of the whole project. So if someone created a task, it will show up here. If someone commented, it will also show up here. Files, it's self-explanatory. This is just for uploading any files that is related to the project. Discussions, this is like a group chat but it is separated by subject. So let's say the subject is chapter 1, chapter 1, here we go. And let's just add that there. And yeah, so when you click on chapter 1, you can add a comment starting the write up. Here we go. Then when we click on send, it will it's essentially a group chat, so you can sort it by newest and oldest. If other members want their thoughts here, they will also show up. The client will also be able to see this, and it's a really nifty thing if you don't want to go out of the platform and just discuss everything here. And then moving on here to Gantt. So Gantt view is just a timeline. Let's say the project was started this November, then a chapter or a task was added, then another task is added. It will show up down here. So it's similar to milestones. It's basically a timeline for everything that's happening. Now, when we go to tickets, this is related, or this is gonna come in handy if we have a bug or if we have any suggestions for the dev team. So let's say the project is regarding creating a website and you need to get in contact with the dev team. You can do that here. So just click on new ticket, then subject is create website for book launch. We go. Then you can set the priority. Uh, what's the department? So let's say support. Then open the ticket, and then there we go. And it will show up on your dashboard later on. Now contracts, if the project has a contract, you can find it here. You can upload that. If the project uh, is concerned on sales, you can show that here. So invoices, estimates, expenses, credits, subscriptions, that will show up here. We have a separate video for invoices, so be sure to watch that to check on how we can integrate that here. As for notes, these are just little for scribbling or for reminders for the whole team. And activity is the comprehensive history of the whole project. So as you can see, uh, I added a new team member, added new team member, created the project, recorded timesheet, created a discussion, commented on a discussion. So it's really very comprehensive, and if you want to track anyone's progress, this is where we can go.